Hi everyone, have you all been? Great to see you again on the stream. We've got some very interesting stuff to talk about here, especially a story that I just came upon today. Or was it last night? I think it was today, early in the morning today. I came upon a story about the Russo Brothers and them wanting to get involved in the MCU, and that's a a big story I did not expect to basically land, but it has, from someone who is quite reliable when it comes to these scoops and things. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that as well. There's a lot of stuff to talk about with this stream. So, how's everyone all doing? Review says I'm getting surgery tomorrow. Well, I wish you the best of luck, buddy. I hope your all goes well. Charlton says, I watched Inside Out 2 earlier today, loved it. That's great. Let's see here. Oh, Elite is here as well. Hi, Elite. Hi, Jess, Saeed, the G Gamer, JWK, Jess. I've already said Jess, actually. Kidding Cell. Jacob, Alpha. I haven't seen you for a while, Alpha, I don't think. Spirit Hero is here. City of Ember. Oh, it's so great to see all of you guys here. We're talking about Shrek, sign me up. Yeah, great to see all of you in the comment section right here. Time Shadow, great to see you here as well. I hope all is going well with you, Time Shadow. Let's see. Zelda fan says, did you see that Inside Out 2 officially made $1 billion? I did not see it, but if you've seen my last video, I'm not surprised that it's happened. So, yeah, it kind of tracks that it would have happened now. Oh, Charlton says, also thanks for including my comment from your previous stream in your new video. Yeah, it was relevant to what I was talking about, so I kept it in there. Don't worry about that. It was a good question that you said, the comment that you said, so yeah, I kept it in. Jacinda says, thoughts about Inside Out 2 making $1 billion? I've already made a video where I talk about Inside Out 2 making $1 billion. So I'd recommend you go watch that. I've already got some thoughts on it and things, so yeah. I've already given my thoughts on it being successful, so check that video out if you want to know my detailed thoughts. And it's not a long video either. Kidding Cell says, I'm seeing A Quiet Place tomorrow, and what was it? Where was it? It was Elite as well that says, I may see A Quiet Place day 1 tomorrow. Are you seeing it, Eric? I saw it the day it came out. I saw it on Friday. I've just I've written my script on the same day I saw the movie. I spoke out the script and I edited the voiceover. Then I handed it over to someone who I'm doing a trial run with, who's basically going to be my editor for this particular video. So, that Quiet Place Day 1 video. So, yeah, the review is already written. I've already edited the audio. Now it's all about doing the visuals, and I've given it to someone else and see how they do. So, yeah, you'll get a review of A Quiet Place Day 1. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be coming on day 1 when I saw it, but hopefully it will be very soon. But in the meantime, you've got other videos to watch from me, basically, so yeah, all should be well. Review says, I'm currently playing Minecraft. Cool. Zelda fan says, are you going to be seeing Maxine? Not really. I'll see it when it comes out eventually, but I'm in no rush. I'll watch it at home like I did, Pearl. I'll watch that at home. Jacinda says, I saw it, great vid. I still can't believe Disney is still using the whole pandemic box office flops for their recent movies. Yeah, they have been. Some other studios will try, but I think Disney are the ones that were really, like, you know, going all crazy in terms of trying out, you know, that as their excuse, and it's a lame excuse. Jess says, I'm going to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes on July 9 when it's on digital. Oh, July 9 is coming out on digital. It's about a week away, so yeah, that's cool to see that the movie's coming out. I've already seen it, so I'm not going to be watching it again. The G Gamer says, after the Inside Out 1 versus Inside Out 2, what's your next planned versus video? It'll be Puss in Boots 1 versus Puss in Boots 2. And when Deadpool comes out, I'm thinking of doing a 3-way versus video as well. So, yeah. got a lot of stuff planned. So yeah, we got a lot of good content coming up. And I feel like I've been getting into the groove more lately. I've been getting videos out much quicker. In fact, I finished the first episode of my game show. As you can see over here, on the $5 perk for Patreon, you get trailer reactions for early access to my Versus videos, and you also get a game show, which I said I've been developing for a while. Yeah. I finally have released an episode, and I've got others coming as well. I've got my camera set up and everything, so that's why I've got the videos out now for the game show. And yeah, I've finished editing my first game show episode, which will be going up. It'll be a mystery, sort of like... I basically bought something on eBay. It was a big package, and I got it. It was something gaming related. And I'm going to be uploading that exclusively for patrons and YouTube members. So, you know, if you are part of that, you can watch my game show, and then there'll be other gaming videos coming up where you get to see me really delve into gaming and talk about gaming. And it looks like someone has done a Streamlabs chat. Let's take a look. Yako, it was done a £1.23 donation. Thank you very much for that, buddy. And his question is, hey Eric, it's been a while. Hope you're doing well. How was your summer? Mine's been terrible. Long story short, got swatted, lost my job, and went into a mental health hospital. But I managed to get a new job, reconnected with an old friend, and... You put 3 dots at the end of "and." Could you not fit your whole message here? If so, I'll wait for you to send another one. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. That sounds really... that just sounds very, very hard, that does. I'm so sorry to hear that. Anytime you want to talk, you can. Like I said, be sure to send me messages. You can... I think you do. Do you send me messages on Patreon? That's how you get in direct contact with me on private messages. Be sure to do so and we can chat. Elite says, are you going to talk about the video game industry on your game show? It'll be open to anything. So if you're either a member on YouTube or a supporter on Patreon, you know, for the game show, you can shoot me ideas and stuff and say stuff. Because right now I've got ideas for the game show, but my ideas don't end there. I am willing to expand and talk about everything in the world of gaming. So yes, I very much can talk about the game industry on my game show, yes. A lot of people have been saying they want to know my thoughts on gaming, so that's why I've decided... to do it, the game show. Because an increasing number of you are saying you like my gaming videos that I did, because I used to do gaming videos. So, yeah, by all means, I will definitely... I'll definitely try to get gaming going on this channel, but that will be a Patreon exclusive type deal. Let's see. Bear with me a second. Got a message here from Reviews who says, if I donate $1,000, will you shave? Well, I'll take it down to grade 1. I'll give you that. I'll take it down to a grade 1 if you do $1,000. But I like my beard. Who doesn't like... I really like my beard. It's just... I'll just like it. It's quite short already. Although I'd be surprised if you actually seriously mean that. But like I said, grade 1. And if you want to donate $1,000, make sure you do it on Streamlabs, because with that amount, you don't want that to go, any of that to go to YouTube, you know, so make sure you donate through that Streamlabs link. Rohan, I'll answer your question in a second. You did ask a question. I'll answer it in a second. I got another message from Streamlabs here. I think that's Yako. He's got his second message. Yes, it is. Yako has done a £1.55 donation. And continuing on with his last message, he goes, reconnected with an old friend, and I'm hoping to make movies again soon. I'm also leaving the Godzilla community behind, hence I'm reworking Yako into an original character entirely. I'm recovering, and things are starting to get better, so things are getting better. That's good. He's saying things are getting better. You had me worried there for a second, buddy, so I'm glad things are getting better. That's very good to hear. Rohan, so let's see. You are asking me something. Let's see. Hang on, I just saw a message here. Big Bash says, will you make gaming videos for non-Patreon and member subscribers? No, I won't, because I considered it, but then I thought my channel will just be... It will just be a mess. So if anyone comes over to my channel and has a look at it, they'll see movies, videos, gaming videos. They won't know what the channel is about. So for everyone, my channel primarily is about movies and TV shows. That's what I want to keep it as. So anyone who comes to the channel, they know what they're getting. If I have scattered videos of other things, all of a sudden they won't know what the channel's even about. It'll just seem like a mishmash of everything. So no, that's why I am separating the gaming stuff to YouTube members and Patreon members. So that's why I'll be doing that. And like I said, anytime you donate through Patreon or YouTube members, you really are helping in supporting the channel. So any donations you do would always help. That always goes towards helping making this, like I said, a full-time thing for me to do. Now, let's see. Sonic says, someone donate $1,000 to Captain Eric to shave his head. I don't know if I would shave my head. But like I said, grade 1 on the beard, that's the most I'll give you if you want to do that. Now, where was that message from Rohan? Oh, there you go. Rohan says, how do I become a YouTube member in your channel? I can't remember if it was you I said this to last time or someone else, but all you got to do, if you're watching on YouTube on the computer, all you got to do is just look at where my YouTube channel name is, where it says Eric Carter, and you got the thumbs up and thumbs down. Next to it, there should be a join button. So press that, and then you can join and become a member on YouTube. So I'd recommend that you do that. And if you're on your phone, again, next to my channel name, there should be a join button. Look for that join button, and then you can join and, become a member. Quite a few of you seem to like my beard. Looks like we got another question from Streamlabs chat. Let's see who sent a message in. Oh, it's Yako, who has done another one. Let's write this down here. A £1.23 donation. He says, I sent you a message on Patreon about how and why I'm leaving the Godzilla community behind. Oh, and I got my tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine for July 27th, so yay. Anywho, enough about me. How's your summer so far? How are you doing? Oh, that's great to see. I hope you enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine. Here in the UK, I think I will be able to get... I'm not going to pre-book the tickets, and I think I'll be able to get in, and I should be able to find a seat, because the movie's going to be rated R in America. But here, the R rating is more restrictive. So no kids will be able to go in, no young teenagers under the age of 15, if the movie is a 15 here. So hopefully if I go on a work day where all the adults are working, I can probably get in with less people being in there. Let's see. The G Gamer says, oh really? That's interesting. That makes more sense, because I know a YouTuber who did a mix of games, movies, and TV shows, and the movies and TV shows got more views, but the game videos got less. Exactly. So this way, the people that really want it, they get it, and they're further helping support the channel. And like I said, help make this a full-time living for me. So, like I said, anytime you guys donate or anything, it's not being done just willy-nilly. It's actually being done to help keep the channel going. So any donations you guys can do would always be really helpful. To answer what Yako said, when he goes, so how am I doing and how's my summer so far? I was feeling a bit unwell today. Like last night, I couldn't sleep properly. I felt a pain on my chest, like right about over here. And yeah, I use my inhaler because I have asthma, which really comes to the surface when it's summer, which it is right now. And yeah, took it, the inhaler, and it just made me feel weird. So yeah, I've not been feeling particularly well today. I got a lot of work done, which I'm genuinely impressed by, that I actually got that much work done. But yeah, today has been a hard day. I've not been feeling well. I'm feeling better now, but even now I'm still not fully recovered. In fact, that's one of the reasons this stream took a little bit longer to set up, because I needed more time to recuperate a little. And I even felt really tired at a point as well. Okay, so we got another message from Streamlabs, and this is Patrick Style, who has done... I like how you guys are donating on Streamlabs a lot lately. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all, but here already, I haven't even got to the first story yet, and you've already done a lot of donations. We're not even 20 minutes into the stream yet either. So, a £1 donation from Patrick Style, who says, just wondering if you've seen the Suicide Squad anime. I watched the first 3 episodes, and I personally really enjoyed it. Also, the ending of the show is so cursed. I died the first time I saw it, and every time I watch it, I just burst out laughing. A Suicide Squad anime. I think I've heard of that, but I don't think I've seen that. Let's see here. Well, just got my new phone here. This is the phone that I used to record my game show, by the way. It's a fantastic to use to record. I've actually got the lens covered, but you can see all those lenses on there. Fantastic camera. Can record up to 8K at 30 frames per second, and I've not upgraded my phone for 6 years at this point, or over 6 years. So yeah, this is my first phone in years now. The phone I had before that was the Google Pixel 3 XL, which I've been using to write my scripts and everything for so long, you know, as well as my computer. Okay, so let's see. Suicide Squad anime is what you're saying. Let's see. 2024, 10 episodes. When did it release? June 27. So it's literally just came out. Did all the episodes release? Or 3-episode launch in the United States on Max and Hulu. So yeah, it's a new show. No, I've not seen it. I've heard of it, but then I just lost track of when it was going to release, and now it's released, and now see, I didn't know. Manola, hi, great to see you on the stream. That's why I like to wait before I get into the story, so all of you guys can join in. Jacob says, you have asthma too? I do as well. Yeah, I know, it's kind of, it can get irritating. But yeah, I think I've heard that if you use your inhaler too much, it's not good. It can actually increase your heart rate, which is kind of what was happening with me. I did not feel very good today because of that. Jess says, is it a 15 or an 18? They have not said yet. We have to wait and see. It'll most likely be a 15. I doubt it's going to be more violent than Logan, and Logan got a 15. And the first 2 Deadpool movies also got a 15. So if they got 15, I'm sure this will also get a 15. And by the way, the bread... Elite says, the bread makes you iconic. Do you mean the beard makes me iconic? When have you ever seen me with a piece of bread? That is funny to think that would make me iconic, a piece of bread. But I know what you mean. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Thank you. The Spirit Hero says, the join button wasn't there on my phone, but it is when I'm using my desktop like I am right now. So yeah, use the desktop to do it then. And Spirit Hero, if you become a member... Just like how below your comment there's Elite. Elite's username is in green and he's got a gold star next to it. If you become a member, or if anyone becomes a member, that will happen to you on the stream right now and in all future streams and on the comment section of my videos. When you comment, your name will be highlighted. There'll be a gold star next to it, and the longer you become a member, as the months go by, you'll start to unlock new like logos that I've put next to it. So the star will change to a E. Cartman 12 to a Eric Carter logo, and then it will have like a gold logo around it, a green one, and all that kind of stuff, and then you'll have rubies on it as well. So it will change the longer you're a member. Parker says Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes isn't a reboot. It's set in the same universe as Rise, Dawn, and War. I'm aware of that, yeah. 400 years later. I heard about 100 or 200 years later, I heard. Elite says I spell it wrong. My bad. That's okay. We all, you know, these days a lot of us do. You know, typos on phones or whatever. Autocorrect and all that. Big Bash goes, wow, asthma and eczema, good luck. But the eczema has been sorting itself out. I mean, the itchiness is still there, but I haven't been getting anywhere near as much rips or cuts on my skin, so there's that. But yeah, the asthma has been kicking in more so this year than any other year, which is surprising and slightly concerning. By the way, thanks everyone for the donations, because today is the last day before everything I made revenue-wise this month gets tallied up and given to me the next month. So your donations really do help, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much for your donations. Speaking of which, it seems like I got another one from Streamlabs. Yako has given another donation. Let's write it down. That's £1.23. Yako says, I have asthma as well. And yeah, I pre-ordered Deadpool and Wolverine tickets. I'm seeing it with a close friend of mine, as she is a massive fan of X-Men. So yeah, also, I watched your Godzilla X Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong versus video, and I 100% agree with everything said. Oh, thanks very much. That's a video that quite a few people actually, a lot of people were being nice about it and everything, but there were quite a few people that actually thought it was the reverse. They liked Godzilla X Kong better than Godzilla vs. Kong, and did not like my opinion on not liking Godzilla vs. X Kong as much. Let's see, Dragonflame Film says, I saw your Godzilla vs. Kong versus Godzilla X Kong video, and I agree on the last statement you made that it needs a revamp. I would rather have it focus on other titans like Mothra or Rodan instead of Godzilla and Kong for a bit. No, I want it to focus on Godzilla and Kong, but I want a more interesting story. Or, if they can't do that, like I said, just have all of Godzilla's most iconic villains in one film and have both Godzilla and Kong team up to take them out. By the way, Dragonflame Films, are you a new subscriber, or did you change your username? Because I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here. The same with Warping Fist. Let me know, because I always like to know when my viewers, you know, when they became, like, subscribers to the channel. So I'm very curious. Okay, so let's see. Well, I think it's about time now that we move on to the stories of the stream today. Okay then, so let's see. The first thing we're going to talk about on this stream is the Superman set photos that just recently came out. Not these ones. These... This image was not a good image that James Gunn put out there. It just looks very much like AI in terms of the surroundings that Superman is in, and the costume looks very baggy. It just doesn't look right. So yeah, a lot of people were questioning this and said it did not look particularly great. So it's interesting now that people are basically taking it into their own hands. This movie, Superman, James Gunn's Superman, is being filmed right now, and as it's being filmed, people have taken images of David Corenswet as Superman, as well as other photos as well, but we'll be focusing on the David Corenswet photos here. So, if I transition here is a better photo of David Corenswet's Superman, and if you look at the two costumes, they look vastly different, don't they? Like, I'm genuinely surprised with how different it looks. Let me see. Let me just see if I can make this image a little bit darker and make it match the photo on the left a little bit more. But I will say, this costume looks so much better. You got the Superman underpants there and stuff, and it just looks more classy this way. Still looks like it's over-designed with all the lines on the suit and everything. Looks like there's too much going on. But it does look a lot more classy here. And let me see here if I put filters on here. Color correction. And let's bring up the contrast. Ooh, contrast I think was fine where it is. It's, there you go, the brightness. Let's bring that brightness down because I think that image was too bright. And now we can bring the contrast up a little. You're seeing the color correction in real time right here. I'm just trying to match it a little bit more because the way it was too bright and it looks a bit cosplay-like. But I'm wondering, if you put in, like I said, what I just did now, a little bit of a filter over it, I think the costume then looks a lot better. So, for those that think, well, the costume doesn't look that great, well, you don't have to worry, because I think once the color correcting is done, it'll look better. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if it looks a lot better, or if it will look like the picture we got on the left that James Gunn put out there, because if it looks like that, that's not good. If it looks like this, then heck yeah, I really would be happy with this look right here. Oh, Adam Grunther has joined the stream. How have you been, bud? Let's see, $5 super chat from Adam Grunther. Says, where does this Superman suit rank among the other Superman movie suits for you compared to Reeve, Ruth, and Cavill's? I will still say right now that Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve's suits are better. Ruth's I liked a lot, but his Superman emblem was too small, I thought. That was the only problem. I'll still say right now, this is probably the worst, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that it's bad that it's the worst. I just mean it's fourth on the list. Whereas if I was looking at the original one, that James Gunn photo that he put out there, I would immediately say it's the worst, like without hesitation. But I like the way this one looks more. I don't know if you saw, Adam, but what I did was I did a bit of color correction live to this image because it looked a bit too bright. And the set photos that people are taking of this, they do look a bit cosplay-like. I will say that. They really do. But I am willing to bet that is more down to the lighting, because if you look at the image that James Gunn put out there on the left, that looks nothing like the photo we got here on the set. And the set photo looks nothing like the photo we got from James Gunn on the left. So it makes me think, I think we won't really know what this suit looks like until it gets color corrected in the actual movie. So I'm waiting to see that. I don't hate the suit though. I like it now when I'm looking at these images, especially when you color correct it a little bit and stop it from looking a bit cosplayish. Because there are certain photos, there are countless photos that got released of people taking set photos here. So many I couldn't put them all in this video. I've got more coming, but I couldn't put them all in this video. But some of them looked really cosplay-like, and it got me concerned. But this is one of the best photos I found, where I was like, okay, I get a very good idea of what we're going for here. So, yeah, I do like the way his costume looks. But I wouldn't say it's the best just yet. I still need to see more of it before I can, you know, rank it higher. But as is, right now I think it's definitely, I'd say the least good of the four. With the exception of maybe Brandon Routh's suit, I don't know. I really had a problem with just the emblem being so small. So yeah, I do like the look of this, and I've got more photos coming up in a bit. We've also got Batman's Gamer, who's done a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, bud. Who says, second pick is how they should have done it. Yeah, I agree. That's what I was going to say, because I've got many pictures coming. Like I said, I'm going to show you more in a second. But this was my favorite one. And I was thinking, why didn't they show us this picture instead of the one they showed before? I mean, here's another one they could have shown. Just, you know, a more close-up version of this. But they could have shown this. Because what do you see in this image? You see him smiling. And he looks like he's smiling rather than being super intense. And now, more than anything, we need to see a more hopeful Superman is what we need to see. And showing that image on the left was not the best image, at least right now. But yeah, his suit does look better. I still don't like the crease. Do you see on his two arms, like the center part of his two arms right here? The folding part, the crease part. There's a lot of, like, bagginess and creases on his costume. It's not as bad as the photo on the left, where it's on his shoulders, too. His shoulders here look better. But it's the creases on the arms. That's where it looks like clothes or like a jacket. And I don't think his costume should look like a jacket. But I gotta say, everything else about the design I like. The only thing I'm iffy on is the amount of lines that are on him. I mean, if you just take a look at this, I think they've overdone it with these lines, and I don't think you need it. I think that just feels like it's adding a bunch of stuff that is not necessary. And it's like they didn't realize that that was too much. But it was too much, and I really think they should have brought that down, I think. Big Bash says, the suit is very pleasant on the eyes, so I'm not complaining. It is very pleasant on the eyes, especially after I color corrected it. I feel like the colors have kind of sharpened up a little bit now. So yeah, I like the look of it. Also, I'll just mention a little something about James Gunn. I saw a video, I think it was on Twitter, or X as we call it now. And James Gunn was actually signing autographs for people, even though he's still shooting the movie. I think it was, I think they were leaving the set, or it was a break or something, and he was signing some, signing people's stuff. So, seems very nice of him. He's doing work and everything, and yet he's still interacting with people, not only on social media platforms, but he's also interacting with them, on set when he's shooting the movie. So yeah, I like that. Now let's show you more pictures. There's more pictures we got here. So I've already showed you this one, where he's smiling like Superman does. And then we've also got this picture here. Now this picture, let's make it a little bigger. You see him from his side profile, and you also see his cape on the back. And his cape on the back has the Superman logo on it, which is really cool to see. The only thing that I have noticed that he has, which I'm not sure what to think about, I don't mind it on his front profile, but on the back it looks a bit strange. He's got a collar. He's got a collar. Do you see this here? Let's get the image here. There you go. You can see that now. The picture on the right here, you can see the collar on his neck. And that collar looks fine, surprisingly, when you see him front on or side on, but back on, yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking the look of that collar very much. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. But I gotta say, whereas before, I was not that impressed with the look of the costume, I am very impressed with it now. Elite says, it looks like the classic Superman suit, but they modernized it. Yeah, it does. But it looks like they modernized it in a different way, because I think Henry Cavill's suit was modernized. But I'd say that was probably modernized better. But this, it's not bad like it was before. I like it now. I actually see the suit really shaping up. And it doesn't just stop there. We also, surprisingly, didn't just get a ton of looks at Superman, but we also got a look at Clark Kent. Now let me just bring that down a bit so you can see my face. Just look at that image. First of all, I was like, what the heck? Like, isn't he supposed to still have cleaner, like, slicked back hair still? Like, a bit cleaner hair. He's supposed to have, like, nerdy, dorky hair, and then Superman, he's got smart hair. But here, this looks like it's gone, like, to complete... I mean, it almost looks like an afro. It looks like he's a shut-in type of nerd. Someone who never leaves his house. Someone who never gets time to comb his hair and is always late and has to run to work. That's what he seems to look like here. But the more I looked at it, I was like, you know what? And I said this to my brother. I said, you know what? It looks like you can't recognize him as Superman. Like, usually people always say, come on, how can you not see through those glasses? That's a terrible disguise. With this, I think it's harder to make him out. And it really does also come down to his acting as Clark Kent as well. So, I like what I see here. If you look at the image of Clark Kent here, and then you look at the Superman images on the left here, especially this one where he's smiling here, these look like two different characters. Far more than Superman ever has normally, looked when compared to Clark Kent. So, yeah, I'm very, very impressed with the look of this. And I wasn't too fond of Clark Kent, the Clark Kent hairstyle at first. But the more I'm looking at it, the more it makes sense, the more I'm warming up to it. Batman's Gamer says, it's a mix of Reeves, 40s, animated series, and Kingdom Come. We'll talk about the animated series in a second. But yeah, Khan says, finally, a nerdy-looking Clark Kent. He's always looked nerdy before, but that's really because the actor was doing a very good job at portraying the nerd. But here I feel like the actor can portray the nerd, and the wardrobe is also portraying the nerd. So that's what I would say. So I like the way it looks and the way it's basically been handled. Patrick Stiles says, I will say it makes him more distinct from Superman. It really does, more so than any other. So, yeah, I really do like the way this looks. And now we've also got other pictures too, and one of the pictures is Lois Lane, and this is an image that I'm going to show you that was from Instagram. And as you can see, she is dressed in purple, and she's also got red lipstick on, and the way they've done her hair, they're trying to basically get the Lois animated look down, and they're trying to bring that across, and it looks so great. I actually like the look and the style they've got, because I grew up with the animated show. So, and of course, if you throw back to that, I'm really going to like that kind of thing. So, yeah, I like the way they've done all of this stuff, and there's also another picture of the two here. Spirit Hero says, looks comic accurate to me. It really does. JWK says, the hair is not growing on me. Well, hopefully when you see the movie, it will grow on you. And then here's the another picture. I mean, look at this. These are photos that people are taking, but this picture in particular almost looks like it could have been like an official photo that was uploaded from Warner Brothers. I like this shot, how he's looking off to the side and how she's looking at him. It really does look like this is something that Clark Kent, that Superman and Lois would do in the scene, even though I don't think they are shooting a scene here. I think this is where they've yelled cut. But yeah, you can see the two. This does look like a very good shot. This looks like it very much does compartmentalize what Superman and Lois is. And yeah, like where is the comment? Just swiped up. Like JWK says, that's Lois Lane. That's exactly how I feel. I think they did a very good job. And one of you said, there you go, Spirit Hero said, thank God the sets look practical. I agree, the sets do look practical, and I'm really happy with the way they look. Like, just look at this. And, yeah, practical sets, which is great, good costumes and everything. There was also a photo, I don't know if I have it, but it's a photo of the army handcuffing Superman and Superman walking down. If you look at that, that's very similar to Man of Steel when he was handcuffed and he was walking, you know, they were escorting him out. So, I found that rather fascinating and interesting. But I gotta say, guys, the more I'm looking at these photos, the more excited it makes me. I'm really looking forward to it. One of you said earlier, what superhero movie am I most anticipating for 2025? And it's Superman. I'm really anticipating it. I like that James Gunn is doing a lot of practical sets and stuff. It really is good, because all that time he spent on Marvel, I was thinking, is he going to be getting some bad habits down? And who knows, there's still time. You very much could still get some bad habits in. But I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the way this looks. I'm impressed with the design he's got. The set design looks cool. Everything looks very authentic. It looks like it's done with a passion. It does look like they care, and it looks very classy as well. It looks modernized, but it looks like it's very much a throwback to the classic, like, 70s Superman movie. And I do love the colors for this. I mean, it's amazing what technology has become now, isn't it? It's like, even if you're not going to get the latest and greatest smartphone, it's always great to see every year smartphone cameras get better, because when people get those new smartphones, they're able to take fantastic photos like this. Heck, if I was there being able to take photos, I would take a photo with this, which has a 200 megapixel camera. I would then take a photo from a distance, and you bet your ass, I'd share it as well. But yeah, this all looks amazing. This is probably my favorite image. Like, it just encapsulates, you know, Superman incredibly well. With him and Lois there, the army, the destruction around, it almost looks like a bit of like a, why are you smiling, Superman? Does this environment around here look like it warrants a smile? It looks like, he looks very hopeful. I really like this. See, this is the image we should have gotten. This is the image we should have gotten instead of this. I mean, it's actually gotten worse. I really think it has gotten worse the more I look at that image that James Gunn put out. I just don't understand why he did that. I mean, look at how great this looks. Put this one image out there, I think people would have been more excited. But yeah, I feel like the promotion for this movie has been done by not the studio, not James Gunn, but by the fans here. And yeah, it's got me excited. This is actually the most excited I've been for the James Gunn Superman movie, like, just throughout the whole process. This is actually the most excited I am. I can't wait to see these scenes in the final film. And I really want to hear what the music is like, what the main theme is like for Superman that they're doing, because apparently James Gunn did what Matt Reeves did, and he told the composer that he's working on the movie before I think he even wrote the script, or I think he gave him the script very early on so he could start working on the theme. So I hope they put a lot of work and effort into that theme, because that Superman theme is imperative that they get that right. So yeah, I'm happy. Fireboy says, Eric, thoughts on Mr. Terrific suit? It looks good. It also looks a bit, because of the way that it's shot by, on the set, and there's no color correcting going on, it does look a bit like a cosplay, but I do really like the way it looks. If they get the color correction down, it looks like it's been taken right off of the page of the comic book, which is great. I do think that the actor they got for it, though, he still looks too skinny to me to be Mr. Terrific, because Mr. Terrific looked a bit squarish, a bit more like he was built more in the comics, whereas this guy's a bit more skinnier. I think he has beefed up a bit and, gotten a bit, worked out a bit, but I do think that he's I do think that he still looks a bit too skinny. There was also a great picture of a bunch of characters coming out of an aeroplane as well, and one of the people there was Perry White, or Perry Black as he is now, and you could see a picture of him, and I was like, yep, the actor from Suits. I am so happy to see him shooting scenes for it. I'm really curious to see how he plays Perry White. That could be so good, it really can. Wendell Pierce is a fantastic actor. So yeah, that's the most I found out over Superman in a long time, and I am so happy about that. So what do you guys think of Superman and Lois Lane, and just in general how the Superman movie looks? What do you guys think? I think it looks really, really good, and I can't wait to see more clips or set photos or promotional material, whatever it is. Let's just hope that James Gunn and his team have learned how to, get Superman images out there into the stratosphere, as opposed to the crappy one that they did before. As opposed to this. No more of this. More of this. Noah says, Eric, do you think they'll CGI the suit to fix the details like Black Panther? I hope not. Because his suit looks fine, ultimately. I think they just really need to get the color correcting down, is what they need to do. And also work on those creases, because seriously, that's just too much. It looks like I don't like it when it looks like a jacket. But when it looks like a superhero costume, then it looks great. Elite says, would you see Superman and Fantastic Four? Superman, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, James Gunn's casting has not done any woke casting. He's not done any race bending, or, well, actually he has, Perry White, but that was a good one. Basically, he's not done any gender swaps, which I've said to you, gender swaps have never worked. Race swaps, for me, they have worked, like Commissioner Gordon and the Batman. But gender swaps have never worked, and the female Silver Surfer they're doing is just not interesting to me. The fact they're making Sue Storm the main character, and not all four of the Fantastic Four, and apparently the female Silver Surfer is also supposed to be one of the main characters, so they're focusing on two female characters and leaving the other three guys as secondary or thirdary characters, whatever you want to call it. And it just feels like Marvel are still doing the things that people don't like, whereas James Gunn is just doing, he's knocking it out of the park with every single decision he makes. Again, with the exception of the creases in that costume, but I'm willing to wait and see. I can't wait to see what he does, really, I can't. So, yeah, my most anticipated movie next year. I'm not even thinking about that Fantastic Four film, which apparently they're going to be shooting very soon. I'm surprised that Fantastic Four film. Is that Fantastic Four film supposed to be coming out before the Superman movie? Because they haven't even started shooting Fantastic Four yet. And this is already, they're already shooting it. I think they're more than halfway done now, according to James Gunn. The English Scotsman says, so much better than the teaser image, obviously. The colours in this image alone give me hope for the movie. Me too. In fact, let me try to edit this image. Because I edited that last image, didn't I? Let me try to edit this image. And see if I can make it look a little bit darker as well. Okay, so let's bring... Ooh, I just made it a bit brighter there. That's not good. Let's bring this down. Oh, wow. Looks like we're getting awfully close to Snyder territory right now, doesn't it? Let's bring the gamma down then. We can bring the brightness back. And there you go. Let's bring a bit of the contrast up. So, before, after. Looks a bit grayed out. Well, there is a bit more detail going around, which is actually kind of cool. So, Elite says after, I think. Yeah, so, yeah, I wonder what this will look like when they put the actual movie color correction in, not my quick few second color correction. Raju, I agree, we need more images like this. Also, we've got another Streamlabs chat. Let's see who sent a Streamlabs chat in this time. Patrick Style has given a £3 super chat and has just sent me a link. Let's see, what link has they sent? It says Amanda Waller dancing. Is this what they're actually doing in the Suicide Squad anime? This is kind of silly. This is comical. What the heck? I'm watching it right now. It's only 24 seconds. Yeah, that was dumb. I did not care for that. Yeah, really I didn't. I can't believe you actually sent me that, buddy. Patrick Style. Oh. Jacob Jeans. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at what Patrick sent me. Jacob Jean says, you know, the Superman project has kept my hope for filmmaking. Each time I look at it, it gets me motivated to make movies, actually. That's great. Those are signs of a good movie. Or of a good, well put together production. Because I never get that feeling from watching the MCU. They just make you think, wow, just throw everything on the green screen, huh? Could you even call that filmmaking at this point? So yeah, English Scotsman says Fantastic Four, more like Fantastic Flop. I don't know if it would be a flop. We'll have to wait to see more, but I'm not looking forward to it. But yeah, this, like I said, looks fantastic. Far better than that previous image that James Gunn put out there. Far better. So, anyone else got anything to say? People are already looking at these set photos and are trying to, like, predict what is happening in the scenes. So I hope there's not too much spoilers like that, I hope. Big Bash says, Eric, you should review the Suicide Squad anime. I think you'd like it. I don't think I will. And I don't think a lot of people are even going to be watching that. That's definitely more of a niche type of show. Elite says, it looks like a real-life comic book world. It does. But it looks like the more brighter kind. And I don't mean just Paul Rudd walking down the street with a film crew recording him, like what they did with the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania shoot and reshoots they did. So bad that was. Big Bash says, good job DC. Shame on you, Marvel. Yeah, I would definitely say so right now. So Marvel need to really get their butts into gear. Oh, Jacob, you meant more motivated. Okay, fair enough. Charlton says, when it releases, you should do a versus video comparing Superman Legacy to the first Iron Man. I see what you mean, because they're both supposed to be technically like the first movies, kicking off the whole cinematic universe. But wouldn't you want to see me compare a Superman movie to another Superman movie? So maybe the Superman the movie with Man of Steel versus this. We can ignore Superman Returns, because that was technically a sequel that was supposed to be. Saeed says, I think this generation of kids will love DC now. They might. We'll have to wait and see. Because DC have the main characters to go by. Superman is one of the main characters. What does Marvel have? I mean, they have the Fantastic Four, but I feel like at this point they've kind of sucked out, you know, the feeling of them being original characters in a way, because they got Pedro Pascal playing the role. They've got the gender swapping, the Silver Surfer. I don't know. I just don't trust them with the quality aspect anymore. Big Bass says, remember the cancelled Superman Lives? Yes, I do. I remember it all too well. Oh, got a $10 super chat from Batman's Gamer. Thank you very much, buddy. That's a very generous donation. Who says, please do Superman versus Man of Steel. I probably will at some point, you know. Because Superman is becoming a big deal again, I probably will. I need to get out the videos I'm doing right now. Inside Out 1 versus Inside Out 2. Then I gotta do, what's the other one? Puss in Boots 1 versus Puss in Boots 2. Then I got the Deadpool movies coming out. And then, I'll see if I can try to get it in there. Oh yeah, we're getting Sonic 3 as well, aren't we? So I might have to do a Sonic versus. Eric, when's your birthday, says Kevin. It just passed recently. June the 10th was my birthday. Fireboy says, I think it's good, but I'm very curious of what the story is about. Yep, the story is a very important part of it. We're going to have to wait and see what the story is about. Because James Gunn makes great movies, but story can kill it if he doesn't do a good job with the story. Batman's Gamer says Tim Burton was going to direct a dark Superman movie. I think he was going to make it lighter because it was not going to be Batman, so he was going to try to do something the complete opposite of what he had done, is what I think I heard in that documentary. And yes, starring Nicolas Cage is what it was supposed to be. Yeah, it was cancelled. Eric, will you do the Avatar versus videos, says Jess. I will at some point, but not right now. Big Bash says, are you excited to turn 30? No, I'm not. 30 to me when I was a kid, I thought it would never happen, but, you know, now it is. It's kind of depressing to think back, and you're like, wow, me turning 30 is so far in the future, it'll never happen. It'll feel like a whole lifetime. And now it's happened. Well, not yet, but I'm close to it happening. We've got another Streamlabs chat. Kevin says, happy late birthday. Can I send you dollars? Can I send you money? Yeah, by all means. Like I said, you can do it on Streamlabs chat, where all the donation comes to me, or you can do it through the super chat on YouTube, where a little bit of a percentage goes to YouTube, but most of it goes to me. So whichever of the two you prefer. Or if you want to become a patron, or if you want to become a YouTube member, there's that as well. So there's many ways you can support me in that way. Patrick Stiles says, here's some compensation so you can get some bleach for your eyes after watching that video I sent. Yeah, sure, thanks. I'll be sure to do that. That is, I gotta say, dude, that is one of the, I'm just gonna say, that is one of the weirdest things someone has sent me. But it was strangely on topic at the same time. Not the main topic, but we did talk about that. And yeah, dude, that was funny, cruel, merciless. But you did give me a $5, so I'll let it go. Okay, thoughts on Ralph Breaks the Internet. I didn't like that movie very much. I liked the first one, but I didn't like the second one. Jess says Matt Reeves is a better Apes director than Tim Burton with his remake. He sure as heck is. Okay, everyone. Do you still want to talk more about Superman? Or do you want to move on to something else? To the next story? Oh, Miles Adair has done also a $10 super chat. Man, you guys are being so generous today. Like I said, any donations you do today today's the last day for YouTube to count up my revenue. So any donations you do, it really will help. So thank you very, very much. Miles says, looking at these set photos, I'm actually excited, but I do want to know what the story is. From these photos, I prefer these types of filmmaking. As for myself, as an inspiring filmmaker, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that makes you look at it and think, wow, so yeah, I do want to become a filmmaker, or this is what makes you want to become a filmmaker and make movies. Not what, the MCU do. Like I said, it's all on a green screen. It's like you're making movies the way people do with no budget, which is all on a green screen, but, so silly. How Marvel, their process of making movies. Hannah Miller says, not interested in Superman, but coming to support you. Oh, thank you very much for that, Hannah. I really appreciate that. Elite says, keep it on to Superman, no Marvel, please. Wow, you guys really seem to enjoy the Superman discussions. JWK says, now I want to direct a Superman movie. Okay, unless anyone has any more questions about it, we will be moving on in about a minute to the story about the Russo brothers. Because we got good news here for Superman, not so good news over there for Marvel. It's the last thing they kind of would want right now, isn't it? Bad news for them after we're getting such good news here. Caleb says Deadpool 3 is the exception of the MCU rule, but that's because, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are behind, that movie, not Kevin Feige and the MCU. They've basically allowed them to make the movie they want to make. That's why they're doing a great job, just like how James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He made the movie he wanted to make, and he did a great job. So, yeah. Okay then, it looks like now it's time to move on to the next story. So, say goodbye to this amazing photo of Lois and Superman. And now we're going to move on to this article right here. Now, Avengers 5 rumors, Russo Brothers denied movie in shocking twist. That's a dramatic title name, but basically, this means that the Russo Brothers wanted to make Avengers Secret Wars, which is going to be one of the next Avengers movies, and Marvel and Kevin Feige turned them down. And that is a stupid move on their part. Now, the first thing we got to ask is, did this happen? Did the Russo brothers actually ask to make this Avengers movie? And if you think about it, I actually would believe this information because I think it checks out. The Russo brothers always said they would be willing to come back to the MCU if they would make Secret Wars. Remember when they were doing the promotion, all that promo for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame? That's what they repeatedly said. And they always said they would be willing to come back if the MCU were to make Secret Wars. And, well, we know that Marvel's Avengers 5 is supposed to be Secret Wars. So, heck yeah, they would ask if they could throw their hat in the ring and if they could make it. But apparently Marvel turned them down, which just goes to show that they are still a complete mess and just don't know what they want to do. Even JWK says this is bullshit. It is. But let's try to talk about and figure out why they are doing that. Now, I mean, you gotta ask that question. Why would you turn down the Russo brothers? The guys who practically made the MCU the success that it is today. Otherwise, we would have just gotten another Age of Ultron type movie. We would have gotten another Age of Ultron type movie rather than Infinity War and Endgame. Also, I'm pretty sure that whatever the Russo brothers came up with would be far better than whatever Marvel came up with. But, Marvel still said no to them because they want to go about it their own way. Now, the suspected reason that they don't want to hire the Russo brothers is that the Russo brothers are too expensive and are not and also, this is another reason they probably don't want to. The Russo brothers are not managing their budgets well with their current film that they are making for Netflix. The Russos are directing a film called The Electric State for Netflix. And under the Russos' supervision, they have gone over budget. And the movie currently on Netflix costs $370 million. And one of the suspected reasons is that Disney don't trust the Russos will work within the budget that the Avengers 5 has. Something that Bob Iger said that they will be cutting down on with their movies. Now, this makes no sense to me, because several of the MCU's more recent movies went over budget, even some of their more current ones right now, and they have been mediocre to downright bad, the films in the end. Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, turns out it cost $350 million instead of the reported $250 million. The extra $100 million was discovered when the UK tax returns came in, and people found out that it actually cost an extra $100 million. And that was the same for a couple of their other movies at the time as well. And also, the Marvels, as we all know, cost around $275 million. And remember, this is all before marketing. So each of their budgets went up another $100 to $200 million plus. And on top of that, let's not forget the TV shows. Do you remember that cheap-looking Secret Invasion show? That cost $210 million. So there have been... and also, here's this as well. There have been increasing rumors floating around lately that Captain America Brave New World, with its extensive reshoots, has now got a total budget of $300 to $400 million. Again, before marketing. So yes, I understand that Disney wants to bring these budgets down, but the Russo brothers aren't the only directors that are going massively over budget. There are many other directors too. So hiring a different director won't make the film's budget any cheaper. And at least, we know that the Russo brothers will make a really good movie in the end, as opposed to the rest of these overpriced films where they cost so much and they're not even good in the end. So why wouldn't you hire the Russo brothers? Well, the only other reason I can imagine that they don't want to hire the Russo brothers is because they are too expensive, and Marvel don't want to pay them. Which begs the question, if they don't want to hire experienced directors, are they going to just cheap out and hire less seasoned directors? Ones they don't have to pay as much? Because, to me, this just shows that they are cheaping out in the wrong places. I understand bringing down your special effects budget and trying to do more stuff cheaper practically rather than just throwing it all to the computer. I understand that. I understand managing your budget and spending it more wisely, not spending it on CGI shots you're then going to throw away because you're going to reshoot the scenes, which Marvel do all the time. So, being more manageable with your budget and being much more savvy with your budget makes sense. But to say that you just don't want to spend that budget on a good director, I mean, come on. At that point, I think Marvel have just straight up lost. We know why every movie they're making is just crap lately, or mediocre at best. Like I said, to me, this just shows that they are cheaping out in the wrong places. And with them looking for cheaper directors and writers, because remember, the Russos write their movies too, I don't see how this Secret Wars movie could possibly be any good in the end. It just seems like it's destined to fail because Disney Marvel are trying to cut corners where they shouldn't be. So, yes, I really do take issue with what Marvel are doing. They're supposed to be saying that they're going to be doing better. That's what they said they're going to try to do. They're going to pull back on their projects. But the Russo brothers came back. That's their golden goose. That's the directors that basically made the MCU what it is today. The beloved success it is today because of what they did with the Winter Soldier, with Civil War, with Infinity War, with Endgame, with Thanos, with the ending, with Tony Stark's death. All of that stuff was all down to them. If it wasn't for them, we would have just gotten another Age of Ultron type Avengers movie with Thanos being just a regular throwaway villain. But the Russos really came through with Thanos. And for them to just say, yeah, even so, we don't want to hire you, it just shows that Disney and Marvel, I feel like they're not looking to improve. They're looking to still do the same corner-cutting measures that they've been doing throughout phases 4 and 5. And, yeah, honestly, I don't think they're going to get better. It seems like they are always going to be making the same problems. It feels like they just can't, it feels like they're just unwilling to change and say, okay, the methods we've been using to make these movies, it was all wrong. What we're going to do now is try to do it better. But they're not. And also, another reason why is because I just don't think it's really feasible to make another Avengers movie, because apparently they want to have more than 60 heroes returning in this movie, in Avengers Secret Wars. And that's going to cost a lot of money, because they're going to have to pay those 60 actors, as well as pay for good directors. And because they've done such a bad job at leading into the next Avengers movie, most people aren't going to care if characters like She-Hulk or Moon Knight or Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel or any of these characters, no one's going to care if they are in an Avengers movie. So it's like, yeah, Marvel can put them in, but will enough people want to come and go see the movie? Certainly, the kind of numbers that Marvel want to get are the same numbers that Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame got, but they're not going to be able to get those numbers because the characters are just not profitable. They've not clicked or connected with audiences. So I think Marvel are in a real rut right now, and them turning the Russo brothers down just goes to show that they are not looking to improve. They are looking to make the same corner-cutting measures they've always been making by hiring cheap talent and then controlling that cheap talent and telling them, make the movie like this, make the movie like this, go reshoot that. You're just going to get the same old, I think, when Avengers Secret Wars comes out, if it does come out. And I think they're just going to waste a perfectly good opportunity to make a great Avengers Secret Wars movie, and it is all their fault because they did a very poor job of leading into it with Marvel Phases 4 and 5. So with that said, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Comment below and be sure to let me know what you think of this. I would like to know your guys' prerogative on this. Oh, look at that. Connor the Gamer. You've been a member for long enough now that you've actually got my eCotman 12 logo next to you. The star has been moved. You've now upgraded to the next level. The longer you stay a member, the more that is going to change as well. And like I said, it'll eventually have some rubies in it. So it will change, and it'll show that you are a long-time supporting member. Also, when you comment on my videos, it will also show that as well. Spirit Hero says, throw Kevin Feige out the window. Universal says, we need Kevin Feige fired. Spirit Hero, because who the MCU really wants to hire are small-scale, woke directors of indie movies nobody has heard about, and Kevin Feige's favourite comedy movies and sitcoms. Yeah, they do want to go for, I wouldn't say just woke directors. I think sometimes they just got lucky on that part because they want those kind of directors. But I think most of all, Marvel wants someone that they can control. And that's why certain directors they can't get, because they know certain bigger talent directors are not going to be controlled. They want to make the movie they want to make. So, yeah. Fireboy says, Eric, do you think that Bob Iger is a bad CEO of Disney? I think he is. I think he's just the kind of person that when the competition does great, he buys them out. That's what he did with Pixar, that's what he did with Marvel, and that's what he did with Lucasfilm. And look at where they are now. He's completely destroyed them. Connor says, Marvel, in my opinion, is becoming extremely bad and is getting money hungry. Well, it's funny. Can you be money hungry when you're not making any money? Because they're making all these very bad choices and very bad decisions. They're making projects that no one wants to see. And even the projects that they are making that people don't want to see, they're just throwing like insane amounts of money into it. Like I said, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier movie being about $400 million. It's like they're just throwing money at movies that don't need to be that much. Even Deadpool and Wolverine, I bet you, would not be that, like, $400 million. And that's a movie that people actually do want to see. Batman's Gamer has done a $5 super chat. Thank you very, very much, buddy, for that. And Batman's Gamer says, sounds like Kevin Feige wants face and glory rather than keep giving to the Russos and let them take the credit. Kevin wants to impress his audience, but he's already failed at that. And he's not a director. You know, he should have given it over to the Russo brothers, shown that, look, I actually can hire the people that are needed to make this work. But yeah, I think the Russo brothers probably would not agree with the choices that he's made, and that's probably one of the reasons he's not let them back in. The Time Shadow says, I know that Marvel can make stupid decisions, but right now, the one thing that they need desperately is the Russo brothers. Yeah, but I don't even know how the Russo brothers can fix this, to be perfectly honest with you, because the Russo brothers, they always had a hand in the MCU. whether it was with the Winter Soldier and talking about how S.H.I.E.L.D. was taken over, whether it was with Civil War and showing how the heroes had disbanded, and then with Infinity War and Endgame, which were the final 2 chapters. They had a through line throughout the phases of the MCU. So the fact they've got no through line in phases 4 and 5, and now they're just supposed to make a single Avengers movie, I don't know how they can pull that off. If anyone can, they can. But I don't know how they would be able to. I think they would have to kill a lot of the characters to demonstrate stakes, because most of us don't really care about a lot of the characters that came out in the current phase 4 and 5 of the MCU. I agree, Connor, but I don't know if they could even manage that. That's probably too much. Connor says, in my opinion, just let the Russo Brothers direct all of the next upcoming movies in the MCU. So, yeah, I don't think they will be able to handle that. I think even they would screw up then. Hannah Miller says, without the Russo Brothers, the Avengers 5 might screw up. Yeah. JWK says, one word to fix the MCU, reboot. I don't think you need a reboot. I think you basically just need kind of like a reset. So basically bring Deadpool in, or some character like the Punisher or something, and make one of those comics. I read some of these comics. Like there's comics that says Deadpool kills the MCU, or the Punisher kills the MCU. Do that, and by doing that, you can eliminate the characters you don't want, start off with continue with a smaller group of characters, and then, continue with the characters that really matter, that people will want to see. Because they've got too much. And what, they're going to do Wonder Man coming up? They're also going to do Riri Williams in that Ironheart show? It's just too much. Yeah, Fireboy. Bob Iger being fired, I think, is what he deserves at this point. Jess says, Eric, read my comment on Kathleen Kennedy. I must have missed your comment. Oh, where is it? You say I want Lord and Miller to direct. I can't find your Kathleen Kennedy comment. Classic Brickmans came into the chat. Hi, buddy. Yeah, Hannah Miller. Wonder Man is going to star Yahya Abdul Mateen. Was it the second or something? Basically, Black Manta from Aquaman. He's going to be playing Wonder Man in that. And it's apparently meant to be a horror and comedy. It's just take the bloody comedy out, seriously. Universal says, I heard Marvel wants to make a Midnight Suns movie. Yeah, they might as well not bother. They're screwing up already as it is. They're not... I don't think they're going to do a good one at this point if they make another. And it's just going to be more characters that are just going to be overwhelming for audiences. Big Bash says, I started noticing the decline of Marvel when I watched The Eternals, one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Yeah, it was a very boring one, I found. I found it to be extremely boring. JWK says, who is Wonder Man? Another hero in the MCU. You're going to have to look into that one. Big Bash says, how can comedy and horror mix well? Well, I think David Sandberg did that very well with Shazam. Particularly the first one. So it can work well, but Marvel won't make it work well because they're going to prioritize the comedy, and the comedy is going to take over from all the other tones. It's not going to do well. Trevor Bistro says, howdy, just dropped in. Give me that. Yeah, I'm sorry. When you said howdy, I was just thinking of that bit in the first Toy Story. Classic Brickman says, I hope Deadpool Wolverine is really good. I hope so too. Although I will say, I am not at all looking forward to it. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but do you know that feeling that you get when you want to really watch a movie and you're really excited? I'm not feeling any excitement for it. I think that first trailer made me more excited, but that second one really didn't. It kind of took the excitement out of it. Where is it? One of you, what was it? Batman's Gamer says, I gotta go make dinner. I'm starving. Well, I hope you go make your dinner. And if you can, watch it on your phone or something as well, the stream. John says, do you think Deadpool 3 will save the MCU or not? No, it's not. It'll be a good one-off movie. And then people will be looking at Marvel, and Marvel are going to fail again, I think. It's like they just don't know. They've lost their footing. It's like they just don't know what to do. They don't know how to change, and that's what they need to do. They need to change and make them better, but they want to stick to doing the same lightweight comedy stuff and set up movies all the time that are meant to be teasers for the next 10 projects. It's just too much of that. Elite says Blade might go over budget too. It probably will, knowing them. They already spent a lot of money on Blade for a whole set piece that they've now thrown out. Apparently, they had to design this whole train set with a train and everything because they're going to do an action sequence on top of a train or in a train or whatever, or both. And it turns out whenever they were rewriting the script for Blade, they always wanted that train action set piece in there. But now apparently they've taken that train action set piece out and they've already built the train and spent money on it. So what they're going to do now is try to use that for some other movie in their studios so they can get their money's worth. But it just shows how they've already overspent on Blade, and they haven't even started shooting or anything yet, or even approved a script. Yeah, I heard about that, Fireboy, about Marvel making Sentry being as strong as Superman. I also heard he's going to have a no-kill rule as well. I have not seen Earth's Mightiest Heroes Big Bash. I've seen, I think it was the animated show you're talking about. I think I saw it a little bit when I was younger, but it's such a long time ago I can't even remember. Yeah, Connor, I hope it's a great movie as well, Deadpool and Wolverine. I did read your comment, Big Bash, about Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Oh, it looks like you know that because you've retracted that. Oh, it's alright then. Classic Brickman says, I'm not looking forward to Thunderbolts at all. Yeah, me neither. That's too much shows, the G-Gamer. I can't rank all of them. Spirit Hero says, Don Bluth once said that kids are fine with any kind of darkness in a movie as long as there is a happy ending. Very true. That is very true, that statement. Khan says, who is the biggest clown in Disney right now? Mine's Kevin Feige. Yeah, Feige's definitely up there. I would also say Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland. Jacob says, they're currently going to change the Thunderbolts title after the movie comes out. Really? Caleb says it best. Thunderbolts is a poor man's Suicide Squad. That it is. And it's most likely going to be a PG-13 one as well. Hey Eric, who do you think is worse, Kevin Feige or David Zaslav? They're two completely different kind of creatives. One's a creative supposed to be a producer, the other one's a studio head, CEO. So they're not really the types you can compare. But if you want me to compare, I'll say Feige right now is the worst, because David Zaslav is at least allowing certain movies to be made that are cool, whereas Kevin Feige just said no to the only good sounding one, which was the Russos making Avengers Secret Wars. He said no to that. Oh, I can't remember Trevor Bistro. I haven't seen his videos in such a long time. They've really dropped, I think, in quality. But his old ones were so funny. Patrick Stiles says, Eric, did you know that Anakin blew up the Death Star? Oh, yeah, he did. That Anakin blowing up the Death Star. That was such a silly thing that guy did in that interview. Okay then, so let's move on to the next story, and this one is about Shrek 5. So Shrek 5, we all know that is... We've heard pretty much like rumors and things that after Puss in Boots 2, that movie was a testing ground to show if people were still interested in the brand, and they are. So they move forward and they are making a Shrek 5. And Eddie Murphy was doing promotion interviews for his Beverly Hills Cop 4 movie that's coming out soon. And he was asked about Shrek, and he gave a lot of information. He says that Shrek 5 is they're recording it right now, and I think he's done his first quarter of the recording. He's still got more to do. And he goes, after that, they're going to do a donkey spin-off movie. So I hope the Shrek 5, I think it's about time. I think they've waited a long time enough to where this is a sequel that you want to see. But I don't know if Donkey could be a good movie. Of course it could be if they put the effort in. But I really hope with a Donkey movie they put in the same amount of effort that they put in with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I hope they don't try to make Donkey like the first Puss in Boots, which is a very disposable movie. I hope they don't do that. So I really hope they put in a lot of the effort to make it like Puss in Boots 2. So that's what I hope. But yeah, going back to that, Donkey is also getting a standalone movie. So, am I looking forward to it? Heck yeah. I think it's about time we got Shrek to come in, especially because Shrek was always a lot more edgier. It was always saying things that you would not normally hear in a kids movie, but it was meant for adults, and I think we could really use that kind of family fun right now. And it would also be cool because when the first Shrek came out, I was like 6, and I saw it in the cinema when I was 6. So the fact that when this one comes out, I'll be 30. Apparently, Eddie Murphy said it will be coming out in 2025, the Shrek 5 movie. So the fact that I'll be 30, I was 6 when I saw the first one, I'm going to be 30 when I see the 5th one. Insane. Charleston says Shrek 5 has the potential to make over $1 billion. It sure does. I think it does. Let's just hope it's released during a non-crowded part of the month. Then it could certainly get to that much quicker and easier. Charlton, they're not going to do that. He goes, let's hope they don't give it the Megamind 2 treatment. They're not going to do that. They'd be stupid if they did that. Big Bash says, I'll be 19 when this comes out. Cool. If you'll be 19, how old were you when the first Shrek came out? Were you even born when the first Shrek came out? The Dark Lord. Oh, it's great to see you here, buddy. Says, I don't normally watch Shrek, so I'm not really interested, but I understand everyone else loving it. Zelda fan says to me, he wasn't alive. Oh, yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, Big Bash born 2006, thought so. Yeah, I remember when I saw that movie in 2001. Patrick Stelz, I think you missed my donation, Eric. Have I? Have you done it through Streamlabs, or have you done it through Super Chat? Let's take another look. Because normally I get emails whenever that happens. Oh, there you go. Sorry, buddy. It says 10:20, so 10 minutes ago you gave me that. Let me write that down. A £1 donation. Patrick says, I'm glad you're actually looking into this more despite your disdain for the current MCU. There was that recent ordeal with the fake budget for Captain America 4, and a certain creator is already jumping the gun. Did the same for the fake budget for Superman. Yeah, they tend to do that. They like to jump the gun. I talk about the stuff that I heard, and if it is rumor, I'll say that it is rumor. Or that I'm uncertain or unsure. But here's the thing, though. I will say this. In terms of Marvel, I think there is just, or Disney in general, I think there are just too many examples out there of them overspending, that if there is a rumor that they overspent on another project, I think at this point it's fair game to just assume that they did overspend. because that seems to be their MO for some reason. Just overspend as much as you can, and then complain when you don't make as much money back. Jess, I definitely would not pick Chris Stuckman after, you know, he's become... how he's trying to, like, suck up to Hollywood and kind of get into their club. Definitely not Stuckman, but Jeremy Jahns I would definitely choose. Spirit Hero says, I was born a year after Shrek 2. Wow. Talk about that makes me feel old. That's insane. Fireboy says, I'm gonna go, Eric. Bye. Yeah, take care, buddy. Thanks for joining the stream. Trevor Bistro says, man, I was born in 2004, the same year Spider-Man 2, Shrek 2, and Prisoner of Azkaban came out. Yeah, I was about 8 or 9, I think, when I saw The Prisoner of Azkaban. Those were some really cool years to grow up, because The Lord of the Rings was coming out, Harry Potter was coming out. It really felt like you were able to, like, grow with these really iconic franchises, and you were able to wait for them, you know, and watch them as they came out new. And read the books too. That experience was absolutely unparalleled at the time. Also, I'll give you guys a quick update. Inside Out 1 versus Inside Out 2, the story and character segment, which is basically the main segment in the video, done. The script is done, the voiceover is done, I've edited the voiceover, now I've got to put the footage in, and then I've got to write the conclusion, and then I've got to write the intro, edit those together, and then it should be done. So getting closer to that already. So Inside Out 1 versus Inside Out 2 should come out much quicker than my other versus videos. Jess, I've already answered that. I said Jeremy Jahns. I said Chris Stuckman is trying to suck up to Hollywood and get into their club by saying that, you know, what he said about criticism and how he was acting like it wasn't really a thing. That would... Watch that video. It was ridiculous what he was trying to say. How much, you know, sidestepping he was doing and how he was trying to say it but also not. It was just ridiculous. But yeah, definitely Jeremy Jahns. Chris Stuckman, I've lost respect for him in terms of a critic. It's like he's deliberately trying to just act or play dumb or act like he doesn't get this whole criticism thing just because now he's trying to get into Hollywood. I mean, if you want to do your thing, but it felt like he was trying to use the whole reviewers platform just to say to Hollywood, see, I'm not with those reviewers, I'm with you. And the funny thing is that they're never going to invite him into their club. Elite says, are you watching the Acolyte show because you post the haircut video on your channel? No, I'm not watching the show, but that did get, you know, word did spread with that one, and they were saying that the acting was weird. And I saw it, I was like, man, that is bloody weird. And then I just had the idea of just taking the mick out of it, and I thought that would be fun, so I did it. Big Bash says, Eric, what is the worst haircut you've ever gotten? I'm not that creative when it comes to haircuts. I just change my style every few years is what I did, or every several years. When I was younger, it was just shaving the whole head, as you do. But when you get older, you try to just do the short back and sides and stuff. And that's ultimately what I've just tried to do. So I've never really had a bad haircut, I don't think. Sonic says, when you uploaded the Acolyte haircut video, I was at the beach when I watched it. I laughed my ass off. Well, I'm glad. It took me about 2 to 3 hours to edit that whole video. Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Cameron says, have you seen the new Quiet Place? Yes, I have. I've already written the review. The review is being edited by an editor. someone else offered to edit the video, so I'm letting them edit it, and it should come out soon. You know, if it's at my level of quality, you know, that I want it to be on my level of quality before it goes out. Elite says the video was fun. I'm glad you found it to be fun. That makes me very happy. Saeed says, when you turned 29, did you feel anything different? No. Ever since I was a kid, whenever I turned a new age, I never felt it straight away. I always felt it about 3-4 months after I turned that age. So when I turned 12 or 13, I didn't quite feel like I had changed age until about 3-4 months after. Then somehow you just start to feel it. So not yet, I don't. Jess says, do a rant on the series. On what series? Talk about The Acolyte. I've not seen it, so I can't really rant on it. Big Bash says, I was eating when I saw the Acolyte video. You have such a good sense of humor. Oh, thank you. Jacob says, I really only watch you, Eric, and Sean Chandler when it comes to movie reviews, to be honest. Oh, that really means a lot. Thank you. The G-Gamer says, not gonna lie, for the haircut video, when I commented, I thought you meant the hairstyle looked bad. Although when I found it, you were criticizing the way she cuts her hair. I deleted it and I made a mistake. Oh, that's what you thought. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just... She's meant to be taking the place of her sick twin sister, so she's giving herself the same haircut. But the way she did it, when people do the haircut, they'll just, you know, do it like normal. But the way she did it like this, and then just stared off like in the ceiling, and then, you know, it was just so silly. Raymond, I've not seen the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. I've seen the first one, the second one, but it was so long ago I can't really remember. Although I do remember liking the villain in the second movie. And the third one, I've not seen it. And the fourth one, I've heard not so good things. I've heard it's just very, very mediocre from what people seem to say. No one says, Eric, are you into channels like Cinema Sins and the Cosmo Variety Hour? Cinema Sins, I've used to watch him a long time ago. Cosmo Variety Hour, I haven't seen him in ages, but I would occasionally watch his videos here and there if they popped up in my feed. Sonic says, someone donate $1,000 to Captain Eric so he can make a rap music video making fun of the MCU. Donate an extra $100 if you want him to swear 89 times. I didn't sign off on that. I signed off on trimming my beard to grade 1 for $1,000. Thank you very much. Oh, Parker CS says, it wasn't Marge, it was the actress who voiced one of the sisters of Marge who was Howard's mom on Big Bang Theory. Wow, I didn't know that. That's very interesting, that. Cool. Got a $5 donation from Kevin, who says, during the early 2000s, Spider-Man got it right, and X-Men was badass along with a sequel. But why not Hulk 2003? Happy birthday. Mine is 9/26. That's September the 26th, I think you're talking about. Yeah. Cool. If we're doing a live stream at that point, come on and I'll give you a happy birthday live. Even if it's a belated one. Yeah, I agree. Spider-Man was great. The X-Men was badass as well. Hulk 2003... It was just very melodramatic with the acting. The action was not great. There wasn't enough of it. It was good when it was there, but there wasn't enough of it. It just was boring ultimately as well. It made it way too long and way too melodramatic. Jacob says, man, they opened up a Pandora's box in terms of the whole $1,000 to Eric so he can do blank. Yeah, they sure did. I mean, I wouldn't be complaining. $1,000 would help. But when they said, now $1,000 to do this and do this and do this, it's like, did I agree to any of that? Khan says, are we in the Q&A session right now? I don't see why not. No one's asking any questions about Shrek 5, really, from that point, so yeah. Classic Brickman says the haircut was kind of like Mulan with a lightsaber. Well, Mulan did it with a lot more subtlety. Unlike the newer ones. Another one. Someone donate 1,000 to Captain Eric so he can listen to Sonic music for 24 hours. Okay, now this is getting insane. Big Bash says someone should donate $10,000 for Eric to star in a Sony Marvel film. You guys, like the memes or whatever that you just come up with out of nowhere. See, the G Gamer has got more sense. He's saying, I'd rather buy myself 2 versus videos with $1,000 if I had that. Like, yeah, you could do it with, spend it with that. Definitely. Spirit Hero says, doesn't Universal still own Hulk? I'm not sure what has gone on with those rights, so I don't know. Jess says, yeah, put Eric in Morbius. No thanks. I'm fine right here. Jacob says, Hulk 2003's music is awesome though. It is. The main theme is amazing. It really is. Sonic says, someone donate $1,000 to Captain Eric so he can watch She-Hulk twerking for 30 hours. I don't think I would take the $1,000 if I had to do 30 hours of that. Big Bash says, donate $10 million to watch Morbius for 72 hours. You guys, just when I think you can't kind of like raise the ceiling higher, you find a way. See, even the Dark Lord agrees. He goes, okay, this is getting absurd. Jacob is like, oh my lord. Sonic says, fine, I'll donate an extra 500. The G-Gamer goes, that's something I could see being in a Mr. Beast video. Well, I think it would be a very uninteresting video if he told them to do that for so many hours. Jacob says, okay, this is getting too goofy. Spirit Hero says, I gotta go now, Eric. See you next time. No problem, buddy. See you next time. Take care. Charlton says, pick your poison. Thor Love and Thunder or TMNT Mutant Mayhem. Oh, boy. TMNT Mutant Mayhem. I'll give it another watch. See if I change my mind. I doubt it, but I'll do that. Pay Eric $100K to watch Megamind 2. Khan says, donate Captain Eric to make a movie where he destroys every Disney property ever made for $10 billion. Saeed says, donate £100,000 for Eric to turn up at Feige's door and roast him. Sonic says, someone donate $1,000 to Captain Eric so he can dance for 3 days in a live stream. JWK says, oh wait, I got one. Someone donate $100,000 to let Eric watch all 3 Cars movies. Jacob says, I'd hardly have any money at that point. Hell, I already have less than 1,100. Donate $1 billion for Eric. Give Madam Web 10 out of 10 and give The Dark Knight a 0 out of 10. Wow, that would be painful to do. But it also wouldn't because I'd have $1 billion. So I'll say, sure, I'll say it. I don't have to mean it, but I'll say it. Philippe says, pick the best animation film stylized Mutant Mayhem. Pick the best animation film stylized Mutant Mayhem, Puss in Boots 2, or Across the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots 2, and Mutant Mayhem. Trevor Vischer says, what in the devil is going on here? I don't know. It's gotten insane. Okay, I'm getting tired of reading all of these donate that much. At this point, it's just teasing. Okay, there you go. I thought the Dark Lord says donate $100 for the captain to just relax for a day. Like I said, the captain's not feeling too good today. He's not, so yeah, the captain does need to take a rest. I'm probably going to try to watch a movie soon. There's that movie that came out that I want to watch. What was it called? I think it's on Shudder. I think. What was it called? What was it called? It's that movie that came out recently that's from the perspective of the killer from behind his back. Kind of like Friday the 13th. Can you guys help me out? What was that movie called? Very low budget film, but apparently very gory as well. That was it, Trevor Bistro. In a Violent Nature. That's the one. That's a movie that I want to see at some point. So if I get tired, maybe I'll go see that. Because I am quite tired. I don't think I want to do any more editing today. Who knows what I might do. I might do one thing for the game show episode I'm going to put up. Because I just need to put one sound effect in for my game show video. Then that will go up. And all of you who are subscribed to Patreon or just a member on YouTube will get to see that mystery unboxing for my game show, which will be my first episode. So yeah, definitely hit the join button or go on Patreon and sign up for the game show. You know, the $5 early access perk, so you get the early access versus videos, so you get the Inside Out versus video early, as well as gaming. You know, you'll get the game show there as well. So yeah, Noah has done. Let's see, a £1.12 donation. £1.12 donation says, I'm a bit worried that Snyder's fan club will review bomb Superman. Do you think they'll be able to affect its rating and scores? They might. But at the same time, I think if the movie is great, I think people will like shut them up basically at that point. Thing is, I said I wanted to see Snyder continue his movies, but I feel like so much time has passed by. I want to see something new now. I would rather see a new Superman movie than the next part of the Snyderverse or whatever. I think just ending it the way they did with that Justice League movie is a cool way to just say, let's just finish it. It's finished. And you get to see Aquaman's movie continue from that. You get to see the Flash movie continue from that. I think it's fine now. I'm kind of done with it. Classic Brickman, worst movie ever? I always said it was Cars. I'm sure there's worse ones, but I did not like Cars. So, yeah. Guys, give me about just a minute or two because I want to fill up my water bottle because my throat is going. I'll be right back, okay? So don't go anywhere. Let's see. There is 44 of you watching right now. By the time I get back with my water, I hope to still see that 44 of you there. With the G Gamer quickly says, can I ask for Patreon? Can you explain all the versus videos that have been commissioned so far, just in case? Right now, Inside Out 1 versus Inside Out... Puss in Boots 1 versus Puss in Boots 2. There's another one that I've got going that the same person is going to ask for once I finish the Puss in Boots 1 versus Puss in Boots 2. And then I've got a third one, which apparently Adam Grunther wants me to do, and he's going to donate at any point so I can do that for him. So that's basically what it is that I'm that I've got to do. But the G Gamer, if you want to put one in there, put one in there. And then I'll add you to the list. Before someone else gets in, then you get pushed down further to the list. So get in there while you can. And like I said, I'm going to quickly go get some water. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see how many of you are still... Wow, all of you stayed. There's just... from 44, it's gone to 43, so one of you left, but the rest of you stayed. Well, thanks very much. That's very nice of all of you. The Dark Lord says, all hail the captain. He says it again. The G-Gamer says, if you guys saw the live streams, you know exactly what I'm going to commission for a quick movie review. What are you going to commission there, G-Gamer? By the way, the quick movie reviews, if you were to commission that, I should get that out much faster. Because it's a quick movie review of a movie, not a versus of 2 or 3 or whatever it may be. So, yeah, if you do that, I can get that out much quicker. For anyone that wants to commission a quick movie review. JWK, I just saw what you said here. You said, let's spam the chat with something when he comes back. Let's see, did every... joke's on you. No one said they'll do it. At least, I don't think they did. Unless they did and I just missed it. You love my attic, Saeed. I don't really know. Does it look... It's not much to look at, is it? I mean, the most interesting part is my desk right here with my monitor, my webcam, my keyboard, my computer over there. My Steam Deck on that side, which is still over there. I've got a couple of games consoles here for the game show that I'm going to be doing. Again, like I said, you're going to want to stay tuned for that game show. So, yeah. The G-Gamer, when are you going to do the commission? I think it would be cool if I could know ahead of time. It's not mandatory that I know ahead of time, but it would always be nice just to know so I could slot it in. JWK goes, yeah, the joke's on me. Sure is, bud. Jess says, show me your PS4. I can't. It's connected down there. I gotta disconnect it and bring it here, then put it back. I would prefer not to. I can show you my Steam Deck, but not my PS4. If you want to see my PS4, I did an unboxing video of it years ago, so you can go check that out. I think it's 10 years ago at this point now, I think. Maybe. Big Bash says, have you considered doing a tour of your attic? I don't really think so. I don't think it's worth doing a tour over. Trust me, it's not that impressive. The G-Gamer goes, wait, is it an attic? I always thought you were streaming in your room or a living room. Well, this is my room. The attic room is my room, and in the summer, it bloody well cooks me up in here. Big Bash, what was the one? Someone said that were mature. What did they say? Was such mature adults. That wasn't the one I saw. I saw another one. Big Bash goes, it is nice for an attic. Is it comfortable? Yeah, it is. It just depends how, you know, how you lay it all out. Then yes, it can be comfortable. Classic Brickman says, Eric, have you seen Turning Red? It is the worst movie. I have not seen it. Sonic says, the Dark Lord? No, we're mature children. Big Bash goes, we are mature toddlers. Manola says, Eric, have you heard of a show on Netflix called The Dragon Prince? It was made by the people who wrote Avatar. Do you mean Avatar The Last Airbender or the Blue Cat movie? Because I did hear they wrote did another show and it was on Netflix, or one of them did. I did hear about that. Classic Brickman says, when is the game show thing happening? Either today in a few hours or in the morning, because I've got one last edit to do to it. And depending how I feel at the end of the stream is when I'm going to actually do it. But you best get in there, because it's going to be up there right now, like any time now. So you're not even waiting days. I mean you're waiting like hours or something. So you better wanna get in there to get access to it. Saeed says, I saw your post about Palestine and mad respect for you, Eric. Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, of course, I believe in well, I've already talked about that in extreme lengths before, but yeah, no, I don't approve of what's going on there. Let's see. Oh, Manola says that creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender did that show on Netflix. Yeah, I heard about that. Never watched it though. Is it any good? I've heard of the Owl House. I've not seen it. I don't think JWK. Eric, do a verse video of 300 and Meet the Spartans. No thanks. One's a spoof. The other one is the movie that the spoof is spoofing. So I prefer not to. Rohan says, which movie do you prefer, Logan or Avengers Endgame? Logan. Not even a question. Oh, sorry, no question. Manola says, really good, you should check it out. Okay, what's it called again? I could scroll through to find your comment, but I think I've lost it. There's a lot of comments up here. I'll make a note of it as soon as you tell me. Dragon Prince. Okay. The Dragon Prince. 54 episodes. Wow. Oh, and there's season 6 coming out as well. Let's see. Where is the cast or crew? I want to see the writers. I don't see Mike or Brian here on the writers, and I don't see Mike and Brian here on the directors either. Have I got it right? Let's hope I do. It's on Netflix and everything. 2 human princess forge an unlikely bond with a cool looking animation. Looks a bit CG-ish though. Yeah, interesting. Noah says, did you watch The Dark Knight in theaters? Yes, I did. When I think I just hit 14 at that point. Yeah. Great movie. Eric, the Big Bash says, Eric, the pin in my little toe will be removed July the 9th. Ooh. Hope it all goes well for you, bud. Classic Brickman says, is the game show on YouTube? It'll be on YouTube and Patreon, but you're going to have to be a YouTube member in order to gain access to it on YouTube, and you got to be a patron to gain access to it on Patreon. It'll be the same videos on Patreon and YouTube membership. Basically, I'm just letting you choose. If you want to go on Patreon, you can do it there, or if you want to do it on YouTube memberships, you can do it there. Whichever you prefer. That's entirely up to you, but I've given the, the choice I've put there for you. I'm going to end this stream in about 4 minutes. So if you got any questions that you want to ask me, any super chats or Streamlabs chats or whatever it is, anything you want to do, get it done in this next 4 minutes. Because Eric has got to rest. And also watch that movie, and then also try to put up the game show episode, which is going to go up very soon, so... Sonic says, Captain Eric, how much would we have to pay you for you to do a live stream of you playing either Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Unleashed? I don't know. I've not even thought about that, because that requires a setup, doesn't it, in order to stream stream something like that. So I don't know. Oh, Manola, the co-executive producers. Okay. Start by watching the game show first and let me know what you think, and then we can move on from there, So the mystery unboxing that I'm doing on the game show, the first episode of the game show, was impromptu. Like, literally, I was going to open the package and I thought, hang on, why don't I just record this and show it to you guys? Because it'll be like a very fun mystery unboxing of this gaming thing that I bought. So that's why I decided to do it. And I like the way the video turned out. It seems fun, more casual, and it's also... I've got a great camera now, which I'm using, I'm experimenting with. So, yeah, trust me when I say that this game show, if you want to see more gaming stuff from me, you definitely want to go to that game show. Classic Brickman says, how much to become a YouTube member? You need to go and click join. It'll show you the pricing scheme. So definitely go and check it out. And you also get, like I said, trailer reactions and many other perks there as well. And if any of you want to do, like I said, on Patreon, the commission stuff, best to do it now and get in there. Because I know some of you said that you want to do a commissions. Which one of you was it that said they want to do a quick movie review commission? It was, where are you going? The G Gamer that said that he wanted to do it. Yeah, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Saeed says there's a rumor that Hulk will appear in Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, apparently they want to try to get in as much Fox characters as they can. Big Bash says, how is the Insomniac video going? I know how hard it is considering how much you are working on. Yeah, I've still not worked on it yet because I'm working Inside Out 1 versus Inside Out 2. Then I've got Puss in Boots 1 versus Puss in Boots 2. I've got all these other videos that I've released just recently as well, including the game show episode that's coming up soon. So yeah, I've got a lot that I'm busy with. So yeah, that's still paused for the meanwhile. Like I said, you'll also get A Quiet Place Day 1, a quick movie review of that very soon as well. So, videos are still coming. You're still getting a lot of videos. A lot of videos. Yes, I've heard they've done the Sabretooth in the recent trailer. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. It looks funny. It looks cool. Okay, 1 minute left to go. Like I said, if you want to get any of your questions or stuff in there, get them in. And if you want me to see them instantly, then Super Chat or Streamlabs chat. One of you has already done a Streamlabs chat, so they've gotten their question in very quickly. Let's see. Noah, who has done a £1 super chat. Do you like a grounded and mature take on a superhero movie over a more super tale? Do you, for example, think it was the writing or the directing that was the issue with Man of Steel? And do you want the blue cowl on DCU Batman? I don't. Yeah, no blue cowl. Personally, I'm not really into that. I don't mind if he has a costume of that he wears very quickly and then he switches over to another one. It would be interesting to see how it would look. But yeah, no thanks to that. I'd rather have him be black. And I think it was a writing or directing that was the issue with Man of Steel. I think it was both, the writing and the directing. The directing made it seem very slow in terms of the way it was moving, and it seemed a bit too dull, like the way everyone was talking. And the writing I don't think was the greatest either. JWK says, okay, I'm going to head out. See you next stream. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I'll see you next stream as well. Arjun says, did you hear Inside Out 2 made $1 billion? I sure did. Good for that movie. And I'm not surprised either. I said in my last video where I talked about Inside Out 2, I said it's going to make $1 billion. So yeah. The Dark Lord, that is a bold claim about the How to Train Your Dragon show. I'll be curious. I've always been aware of the show, but I've never really seen it, so yeah, I'm curious to see if they're that good. That's great, Trevor. I wish you best of luck on that book. They're very talented for you to be able to do something like that. Source Fierce, do you watch any foreign movies, Eric? Yes, I do. I've seen Bollywood types. I've also seen some French types. I think I've seen a couple, like a Spanish type as well. You know, so yeah, I've seen a good variety. Saeed says, bye, Eric. Have a great week. You too, bud. Oh, that's great, Rohan. Says, I'm rewatching old mutant movies made by Fox to prepare for Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, everyone. That is basically it then. We've coming to the end of the stream. Thank you very much for sticking around, and thank you very much for chatting and listening to these stories. I've had a very fun time having a conversation with you guys here. And yeah, thanks for the donations. They really did help. And like I said, if you want to become a YouTube member or become a member on Patreon, do so, because I'm always uploading content to those, so you get tons of extra content, including the new game show coming up as well. And like I said, the episode of that game show is going to be coming up in like a few hours to like just literally right around the corner. Like it's coming up very fast, way sooner than you'll think. So definitely join YouTube memberships or Patreon if you want to gain access to that game show. Trust me, it'll be fun with all this gaming talk that we can do. And you can request gaming videos that you want me to do, and I can look into that and say, alright, if that seems cool, I could actually do that. So, like I said, it was fantastic chatting to all of you. Love all of you, and I can't wait to make more video contents for you and to join you on next week's live stream. So, thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I will catch all of you very soon. Take care.